Welcome to Sports Sushi. Your chefs for tonight are Sports Plug Russ, serving up the spiciest sports takes of the week. Sterling Furrow, rolling the X's and O's into an analytical maki platter. And finally, the moderator who always keeps the sake flowing, DJ Slow Boogie. Now grab those chopsticks and get ready, because your order of fresh and raw sports sushi is up.
What up, though?
There we go. Welcome, everybody. You already know what time it is. It's another Wednesday. That means it is Sports Sushi. I am here with my boy Russ, Sports Plug Russ. Sterling will join us later on. If not,
Yes, sir.
probably not. We don't know, but we got Chris filling in. Shout out to our boy, our producer Chris. How you doing today, my boy?
Here in the shadows.
All right, so before we begin, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and not IG anymore. But if you are tuned in to any one of those, please like and subscribe. Let's get us to 1,000 on YouTube.
It's about to go down.
We need some monies. So let's get the monies. Also, we'll be uploaded on Spotify and all podcast directories, Daily Motion, Odyssey, and Rumble as well. So today we have a.
Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and all that other shit before you start watching, and while you start watching and watch.
Yes, tell a friend to tell a friend. Please do that.
And tell that friend to tell a friend.
Indeed.
Call someone, please.
All right. So this show we got lined up, man. We're going to talk a little bit about the UFC results that happened this weekend. The play-in started. They're going on, and they will, conclude. I want to say, is it today or tomorrow, Russ?
The play-ins?
Yeah, the play-ins.
Yeah, they're going to conclude tomorrow.
Yeah, they will conclude tomorrow. So we will do a little bit of player comparisons as well with my boy Russ. NFL player comparisons. So I'm going to just throw out a couple names. And let's see.
Damn! I didn't know how you was doing it, and I didn't want you to catch me off guard because I take player comparisons very seriously.
Okay,
like
so
if you ever seen me do them, I'll be pretty right about them, so I don't like to be wrong. But I had 3 that I did at random from a big board.
Okay, so we'll give the random, and then
you give me some random ones.
And I could throw some first rounders. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw some first rounders. I'm gonna see if you agree with these particular pro comparisons, and you can kind of give me yours as well.
Chris,
clip them. Too.
I was gonna say, Chris, clip them and let's get like the ones that I do at random and the ones that I actually study for. Because knowing my ass, I'll probably get the ones I do at random right and the ones I actually look at wrong. That's the way it'll be working out. What's up with the play-in though, Chris? What you got?
So my understanding was like 8 and 9 just play each other and the winner gets in. But now I'm hearing this is like a 2 and 3 day process. What the hell? What is the structure of the play-in?
To make it less complicated, 2 teams play to get the 7. That team gets the 7. Then 2 teams play to get the 8. 1 team gets the 8. The other team's out. They do this for 2 days, and it's actually pretty good games because the game last night was fucking bonkers.
Yes. Shout out to the Lakers for advancing everybody.
Shout out to Dennis Schroeder.
So if the 7th seed loses twice, then they're out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Just have 8 and 9 play each other and be done with it.
I mean, no, it's actually entertaining basketball, though, Chris. So to the people that don't like it, I understand it because when they first said we're having a plan, I was one of the first people who said, what the fuck? Like, if you don't make the top 8, what does it matter? And then I watched it, and I was like, well, I can't really argue with the fact that the 7, 8, 9, and 10 teams are really close in talent, and so the games are really good. So most of the time, like the Hawks and the Heat, we don't know what really happened there. But like most of the time, the games are pretty good. I remember, the first play, was it the first play where it was Steph and LeBron? And that was a good ass game. So like I feel you to a certain extent, Chris, but you got to give it a chance. When you give it a chance, like none of these teams, except for the Lakers, maybe none of these teams really going to win the championship. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, people are going to say, common denominator, then I can win. But as far as our entertainment is concerned, we get to see good players play meaningful basketball games.
And not to mention that if we didn't have the play-ins, we wouldn't have the immaculate Pat Beverly celebration that.
Yes.
Yeah, like, come on now. Like, if we didn't have the play-ins, we wouldn't have that.
Bro, the NBA gulag is pretty lit. I can't lie. Yeah. The NBA, because they do fight for their life, and we up at the top throwing rocks down at them like, because what are you doing? You're shitting on them, Chris. but they still playing good basketball. So people like me, probably Boogie, and the rest of the NBA fans, like, I'll watch it. I'll watch
Yeah.
you two teams fight to the death. What else am I gonna do?
It's
Otherwise,
like
what we gonna do? We gonna be waiting. We would have been waiting for the playoffs
bro,
to start.
it's the last chance of for like air for life
Yes,
for
yes.
postseason life.
By professional teams though, not just
Yes.
by like what I'm saying, like just some like college, but like real good players. So like you saw last night, the Lakers woke the fuck up. Then the Minnesota woke. Well, actually, Minnesota woke the fuck up. Then the Lakers woke up. Then Minnesota or Mike Conley woke up because Anthony Edwards was asleep for that whole game. But go ahead, Boogie.
I wish they had it for hockey because the Sabres are going to miss the 13th year in a row.
Man,
Literally,
I'm not gonna lie. Hockey playoffs are perfect.
I miss hockey playoffs so damn much.
I mean, the stars are in it, and so we're gonna do some damage. But like,
so the Sabres are going to come within one game of making the playoff. They got the longest playoff drought in all 4 major sports going. They got 12 seasons now. First we had the stupid Bills drought. Now we got the Sabres drought.
And it's cold out there, so y'all should be good at hockey. That should be something that's like y'all should.
Their last 11 games to get back into the playoff race, they're going to end up 7-2-2. And the 2 games that they lost are both by a goal, and both because of this stupid freaking replay rule where you can replay anything up to the last whistle. So like 5 minutes of hockey play is erased because they decided to challenge and called an offsides. And they lost 2 goals that way in 2 big games.
Well,
the only games they lost in the past.
Hold on. Say that again, Chris, for the people that are not familiar with this rule.
So,
could you repeat that rule again?
So if a goal is scored, you can challenge the play, and anything up until the previous whistle is eligible to be replayed for an offsides. So in hockey, they have offsides. The puck has to go inside the zone before the players do. And so that you could bring the puck in, you could have everybody go around, you could have everyone hitting each other, and the whole play unfold for a minute or 2 of action, a goal scored, and now they challenge it. And they're like, oh, 2.5 minutes ago, this guy's skate was 6 inches over the line before freaking the puck came in. So that's no goal 3 minutes later.
Oh, so like they can do like in the NBA when they always say like they can't retroactively call a call. So like when we call like in the NBA when they call the replay, like if they look and be like, oh shit, you fouled them, they have to ignore it. In hockey, you can say, oh shit, you fouled them, bring that shit back. Like real quick. That's fucked up.
So the football equivalent would be, okay, the drive ends in a touchdown, and you decide you want to challenge the touchdown drive. Anything from the start of the possession is eligible to be challenged because they scored.
Yeah. Hockey.
Yeah. Ooh,
hockey doing the most with that one. But I will say though, it does force players to play the right way.
That's true. Yeah,
it does. Because to have a rule that crazy, you're like, man, the only thing worse than that is a penalty shot.
Yeah. Two offsides in the past month, and that's why the Sabres are going to miss the playoffs.
Well, you could be a Stars fan. You know what I'm saying?
He said you could be a temporary
Stars. The Stars stole the championship from us too.
Hey, we didn't steal shit.
Brett Hall's foot was in the crease.
Hey, we ain't steal shit. They ain't call it. Hey, stop crying. All I know is Ed Belfour and the boys was holding up that sideline.
1999. I was in the building when it happened.
I was in 6th grade and I stayed up till 12 o'clock, not 1 o'clock in the morning to watch that shit. I was deep into it. I got me a Stars puck. I fuck with the Stars.
I was schlepping beers at the stadium or the arena.
I was drinking Sprite because I wasn't old enough to drink alcohol.
You should have came to my booth.
I probably shouldn't have because I was 11.
I was looking up at the TV just pouring beers, so it didn't matter.
Oh Lord, yeah, nah.
All right,
Lil Russ didn't need that in his life.
Oh, but before we kind of go on, just want to go ahead and give a shout out and all due respect on a retirement. Udonis Haslam, the OG, OG of the NBA.
My sound effects ain't working, but yeah. Or did y'all hear him earlier?
I think I did. Yeah, I heard him earlier.
Oh, okay. If y'all can hear him and I can't, then I'm rocking with it. So
is this the same dude that used to play for the Heat way back in the day?
Bro, he only played for the Heat.
He was such an OG. They paid him to stay on the team to be the Heat OG.
Yeah, like
literally, he was just there to mentor people. Really, he was just there to tell people, "Hey, man, hey, you fuck this up, you're gonna deal with me."
Yeah,
What he said, Jimmy Butler. This man was 42 years old. Looked at Jimmy Butler and said, hey, I'll whoop your ass. I have
Ghost
no
over here
problem.
dusting off some names off the old school list.
Yeah, the NHL.
Oh, I can imagine.
Man,
Ghost is a hockey one too.
yeah, hockey was just something that I always liked to play the video games because I could fight on there. But as far as like
No, I
watching,
know, bro. Okay, I'll tell you this, Boogie. Let this be the year. The regular season hockey, playoff hockey. Playoff is second to probably only like NFL type shit. It's like a mixture of NFL and NBA playoffs. Literally, it is. Like you get the big hits and the tackling, but you get the excellent play because they don't really fight too much. They try to play the game and
The
like
amount of
actually
street
win.
parties that used to be for the Sabres playoff games, it was amazing. The whole downtown would be closed down for street parties on game nights.
See, I like Alex Ovechkin, so like you know what I'm talking. But hey.
hockey is like one of the. It's kind of like
Did everybody watch? Hold up, Boogie. Everybody that's watching right now is like, oh my god! Don't change it. Just take my word for it. When the hockey playoffs start, even if you gotta watch it with like I don't know music in the background, watch that shit. That shit is amazing. They're skating on swords and they have wooden things that Donatello used in Ninja Turtles hitting the puck.
Nothing is more suspenseful and exciting than playoff hockey in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: I'll watch hockey before I watch like soccer.
And you know what? Stop.
Football or whatever. I'm sorry,
nigga. Whatever. This is not a world sports show.
Yeah, I'm
so
not talking
take
about
that disrespect.
I'm not
Go
talking
Reds.
about war, like World Cup and stuff like that. But
No,
like,
I'm talking about Manchester United versus Manchester City, the derby, bust it wide open. Let's get it, man. You see,
I watch hockey.
All right,
it's just the physical aspect.
Boogie, you want to know the truth? We losing them because these niggas ain't finna listen to us. We'll talk about no hockey.
Right.
The second you start talking soccer, 66% of our audience just disappeared.
Like, fuck, that's like two people. No, I'm joking.
Right.
Hey,
no, that's exactly what it was.
Hey, get to that UFC. They was throwing them things.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and go to this past weekend. UFC 287 wrapped up. If you didn't know, now you know. Israel Adesanya is that guy. He is him. He is the dog. He walked around all weekend with the collar around his neck. People, made fun of him. I mean, he looked like the guy, gently in that one movie.
Man, you can look however you want when you do things
but
like
you look at him. You look at him as the middleweight, champion, UFC champion of the world, 2-time now.
2-time.
Is this the dude that got the "Let's Go Brandon" chant going?
Oh
no, you guys didn't see it? Like I don't know, fighter won over the weekend. Rogan was interviewing him, and Fricky gave the shout out to Trump, and then he got the whole crowd going on "Let's Go Brandon."
That's probably Jorge Masvidal.
That is Jorge Masvidal.
I was getting to that too. Jorge Masvidal fought
retired.
Burns, lost and retired. So shout out to Game Bread, man. You had a long, illustrious career. You a lot of wins. You had the greatest knockout of all time.
I just want to say, Israel, thank you for doing it for the skinny niggas, man, with power.
Yeah.
Because man, he hit him 2 times. I swear his arm was gonna break. Because he not built too big. When he hit him, I was like, oh, you only got like 2 more in you for your handbrake, man.
The crazy thing is that he almost he hit him with the same shit that he was working on with him before the time ran out in the last fight.
Yeah,
he just had more time, man. This time
around. I think it was I really because what I thought like from the first fight he had it won and he ran out of gas and the dude was bigger than him, so he was able to just overpower him. And I think in this fight he was like, I'm going to get you up out of it. Well, I think he was like, I'm gonna last. Let me rephrase it. He was like, I'm gonna last. And then he saw that opportunity because the dude swung and didn't bring his hands back to protect himself. And he had that opportunity, but he hit him with the same punch twice in the dome. And like he said,
overhand right. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to what he did to that little kid's son, because I don't give a fuck if you a little kid or not. He was talking that shit. The little kid had to know. The little kid had to learn. And a lesson was learned that night, taught by Uncle Izzy. If you gonna talk that shit, someone's gonna talk that shit back. Sometimes you shimmy, and sometimes you get shimmies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Quoted by the great Steph Curry. But
to give context, Izzy when he fought him in kickboxing, Pereira in kickboxing, he got knocked out. His son got in the ring and fell down and acted like he was knocked out. So and Izzy didn't appreciate that, and he
At all.
remembered it for all these years. And
Hey,
when
they
he knocked
showed
him,
the
the kid was crying.
crying. Oh, like, let's break this down. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid, you just saw your father figure who fights, who you more than likely believe is the dopest dude in the world who can't be beat. So you just saw your dad get beat up and knocked out. And then the dude that did it remembered what you said to him last time and looked at you, pointed to you as you cry in your mom's boobs, and did the same celebration over your dad's corpse. Like, yeah, nah, man. Izzy's a real one for that one though, because that kid had to learn. He'll never celebrate or taunt someone ever again in his life.
All right, so to comment on what Go says, he
Wait,
says
man.
Alex has power. They need to run him back. This is MMA, so it's a different story. We need a third match. Unfortunately, Izzy doesn't feel that way. He said that, Pereira is most likely going to move up to 205 because I think he had trouble cutting weight at 185. So I think that's the next plan
Man.
for Alex. If he does go up to 205, that's going to be a fucking gonna be
You
a
know
fucking
you want to
problem
know
up there.
you want to know why Izzy said no? 2 words, one name, Vernon Forrest. If you know the story of Vernon Forrest, he couldn't beat nobody but who? Sugar.
Yeah.
And no matter what Sugar did, he got in the ring and Vernon Forrest would whoop his ass. So Izzy said, I got him, I knocked him out. That's it. No,
I've
I'm not
exercised
jumping.
the
Nope.
demons.
Yep, I've exercised the demon. It don't matter if you want to fight me again, you can't. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fighting him again. I don't blame him. Because I
Yeah.
imagine if he fights him again, you really only you ain't up.
Yeah.
The score is 3-1.
Yeah. Well,
so like you still
3-1, 3-1, 3-1 overall, but a lot of people like to point out that kickboxing and MMA is two different things.
Hey, all I know is
I understand it's two
hey.
different sports, and a lot of people like to sit there and say the 1-1.
Hey, okay. Hey,
Chris
Chris,
says if I was Izzy, I would duck him too. Yeah,
I'm
man,
telling
because
you.
it
Hey, one more. Hey,
fighters
what
like that are
Roddy
just
say?
dangerous. They're too dangerous,
What
man. They
Roddy?
just need one punch to connect, man, to put you out. And
Uh,
those fighters like a Francis Ngannou, people
mm-hmm.
with punching power like that, you kind of you got to be kind of careful because at any point, at any part of the fight,
Man,
they can
Boogie,
just pull it out.
Boogie. What
Oh,
Roddy say? I ain't trying to get swept, nigga.
yeah, yeah.
What
So
Roddy say, I ain't trying to get swept. That man got that 3-1. Is it,
yeah,
man? Ain't no gentleman sweep gonna happen.
yeah.
You liable to
So,
kick me and punch me and knock me out. Hey, that's a
but
smart man.
But a lot of people like to point out that the one that Izzy got is the only title defense that Pereira had,
Yeah.
and look,
Brand new though.
we could get into the numbers and all that, but look, man, shout out to Izzy, man. I hope Pereira moves up to 205 and he finds success up there, or what may have you, but
All I know is Boogie. If we was even and you had knocked my ass out, but you knew I could knock you out, and I just was coming at you, you be like, hey man, I knocked you out, bro. Like, this is professional.
that
Like,
that's
I ain't gotta run up on you in the streets. Give
that's
me
one of
my belt.
that's one of the like I understand it,
You can't fight the same guy 5 times,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Like, and then and listen, when people are calling for the trilogy in MMA, and I think we're just going to get the 1-1, that we got, and
Truthfully, Alex should have looked at him and said, but the payday was too big.
yeah.
Because
I
Alex could
mean,
have looked at him and said, 3-0, baby. I ain't really got nothing to prove. You striked out, but the payday was so big. And Izzy
yeah,
knocked his ass out.
and hey, it is what it is. But all in all,
He'll be straight. Oh, my
take away
bad.
from it. That's it. Just take away from it. Is you got to give Izzy his props.
Yeah.
He came back with the same game plan. It seems like because and he just kind of had more time to execute, and the punches landed, and like some people feel like hey man, his he got lucky, whatever you want to call it, man.
I don't call it luck. When
It
you
was a
watch
knockout.
it, if someone punches, like, in just like watching boxing and boxing, MMA, striking in general, but from the standpoint of watching boxing, if a dude punches at you and you're able to dodge it and he doesn't bring his hands back to protect himself.
Like I didn't see I'm throwing for the fences punch. I seen an overhand right connect, And I seen another overhand right.
Well, if you watch it slow down, like Perea swung and Izzy was like leaned back on it, and then Perea didn't bring that shit back to protect himself, and Izzy said, "Oh,
it's open again."
Jams, and then knocked his ass out. So it's like, hey, like Perea learned a lesson that night.
Yeah, and and afterwards, they all shook hands. These guys are warriors and they're competitors, and so they have respect for one another. So, but shout out to these guys. Great win. Great fight. Great fight. Dave won a good bit of money, so shout out to Dave.
Shit. I will say that is why they have so much respect, because after you lose the fight game, what else? Lied about playing possum. I didn't hear him. I didn't know what he said. He said he was playing possum.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Like when he said, like he was trying to make it seem like he wasn't really down. Oh no, Alice is fucking with him. He know Alice, but you can't say that as a professional fighter. What you gonna say? You gonna talk like that quarterback at the beginning? Yeah, he almost at the beginning. He had me.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna lie. He had me in the first half. But I got his ass in the second. Now you can't do that in the fight game. You gotta just be like, no, I whooped his ass.
I don't think it was work though, because you see the same thing over 3 fights. So it looked like it was a game plan that that failed to launch or failed to get executed for whatever reason. And I think that the game plan fell into place and he executed, and that was the end result. I don't think that it was luck. Not like the last fight where Izzy was dominating and then he got hit with some swing for the fences shots with Perea, but Perea has that power.
Perea had
touch him. Go
Perea, big motherfucker. Sometimes I think when you someone be like, yeah, you throw the big shots. Like if you big like that, what the fuck you supposed to do? And if you Izzy, you fucking built like bigger me. So like you skinny as fuck. Knock that nigga out. Get out of there. And don't go back in there with any more giants. And don't talk about John Jones, Izzy. Don't ever in your life. Don't talk about John Jones ever in your life.
Leave John out of this.
Leave him alone. Because everything he told that dude was the fucking truth. It was all fact.
All right.
John Jones is saying something.
All right, so
he will take your soul.
Let's go ahead and get to this day in the sports. This day in sports. So what you got for us, Russ?
All right, you already know. Let me take a sip of my J-Mo. Ooh, you know what it is. Big 30, brought to you by Jameson. All right, but you know what I'm talking about? So in 1877, a guy named Fred Vayer created the first catcher's mask. And let me tell y'all about this real quick. Y'all, I wanted to get a little bit more in depth. I believe I've been giving y'all these today's in sports, and I haven't been giving you a little bit more essence, a little bit more seasoning to go with it.
Was Fred actually a catcher?
Fred was actually a catcher, and he played for Harvard. So here's what baseball was before they had catcher's mask. It really was a part of the game where they knew for a fact. Well, first they tried to catch the pitches off the bounce, right? So it was all fastballs back then. So they catch it off the bounce and everything's hunky-dory. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's not, because you be getting hit with the bat and shit. You know what I'm saying? And niggas getting knocked out. Like, dudes was really getting knocked the fuck out playing baseball. And so what happened was they used to have, like, the guys catch it off the bounce, and then pitchers developed, and I think it was a year before this, so 1876. Like, no joke. In 1876, they developed the curveball. Could you imagine being the first guy a curveball was thrown at? You probably was like, what the fuck? He's cheating. You cannot do that. I bet you they was ready to fight. Throw it down the middle. What you doing? It's a simple game. So in 1876, they were throwing curveballs, and that made the catchers have to come even closer. So then catchers really started getting knocked out because they was either getting hit by the pitch or they was getting hit by the bat. And this is I'm like me right now, hat on back, like this is how they was in that hole. Ready for the pain. And so it became a part of the game where regularly catchers would get knocked out. And so this Fred Vayer dude was like, yo, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is not smart. So in Harvard, they developed, they were watching fencing. Dude was like, yo, that's a pretty good idea. They basically crafted a fencing mask to wear over their heads. It developed into the bars like you see today. And it greatly, it actually stopped the guys getting knocked out. And it was a part of the game. Like literally the crowd would wait for a guy to get knocked out, and that was like a part of the game, like a hockey fight. They would like, oh, get up, ah! And he would get up, and they'd be like, yeah, or he wouldn't get him like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And so that was not safe, of course. And so as it developed on, we have the catcher's mask that we have today. But there you have it today in sports. We saved lives, literally.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing no game, being a back catcher without that proper protection.
Oh Lord, you want to know another tidbit?
What's up?
Do you know in the beginning stages of baseball, to get someone out, you had to hit them with the ball? Oh yes, same ball. Again, same ball. But instead of me throwing it at the guy,
I tell you right now, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Oh my God, bro! People died. I'm just gonna let you know that.
So not only is it like more challenging to get the runners out, but there's gonna be a lot more like errant throws that go out. So there's gonna be a lot more scoring, a lot more shit happening.
Chris, if someone collides with a baseball and it hits you in the dome, do you know what's gonna happen? And that's what they were doing, by the way. It was hitting people in the head, and they were dying or getting severely hit.
I'm laughing at the fact that died. I'm
just saying, literally, like the primitive nature of baseball was crazy. You had guys standing in the pocket while guys were throwing fastballs and curveballs, and they was getting hit by the bat and by the ball. Like, so the dude throws the pitch a little off, and you're like, oops, gone. You know, and then the next pitch, bang, back of the head, and then you go.
So boring. They took all the excitement out of it.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
They took the certain death out of that shit. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm running to second base, Boogie, and you throw the ball and hit me in the ass, I'm coming to fight you.
I mean, yeah, dog.
What the fuck wrong with you, bro? You can't throw no baseball at me, dog. Like that shit hurt. That shit would hurt like a mother. This ain't a tennis ball. This ain't a racquetball. Bro, you hit me with a baseball, bro? Oh no, we've got to fight.
If you added some dodgeball elements into baseball, it would make it so.
Not with the base, Chris. No, if I hit you with the baseball, you're gonna pull a knife out.
You're not throwing a baseball at no parts of my body while I'm trying to go to first or something.
And it's gonna do damage.
No. I compromise with you guys. I'd let you be able to, after you get to first base safely, from then on you're allowed to run with a baseball glove. And if you catch the ball, then like I don't know, I get one less out in my inning.
Chris, you would break the record for broken ribs in the sport.
What if somebody throws like a 90-mile pitch at your fucking kneecap? Like, no, man.
Like that's not what the shortstop's doing to the first baseman when he's trying to throw you out.
Okay, so let's imagine this: Jose Altuve catches a grounder. Instead of throwing it to first, he's throwing it at your chest.
Okay.
No,
but if you miss, that shit's into the stands, and I'm at third.
We might as well play with guns.
Low. That's why we throw low at the ankle.
All right, and then I'm gonna hop over it, and it's gonna be in the dugout.
But if it hits your ankle, your ankle's done. You're out for the season because it's breaking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay, now it's exciting. Now there's some stakes.
Some skin.
Ain't no stake. Ain't that's a scary, terrifying game. If you switch the ball, and they play with like maybe a tennis ball or like a racquetball, but you can, a baseball is a weapon at some point.
Like I said, after you get safely to first base, I'll give you.
You're not gonna get safely to first.
The rest of the way around.
Chris, you ever play wall ball?
Racquetball?
Wall ball.
That sounds like racquetball.
Wall ball. Y'all never play wall ball growing up? So wall ball is a game that consists of a guy having a tennis ball or whatever ball you can find. Hopefully it's a tennis ball or a racquetball. And so what happens is he throws it at the ball as fast as at the wall as hard as he can. As it comes back, someone's got to try to catch it. Now, whoever tries to catch it, if you drop that motherfucker, you got to run to the wall. If we pick up the ball and throw it and hit the wall before you get to the wall, you must stand at the wall like a Suicide Squad while we throw the ball at you. But you're standing like facing the wall, like you can't see the ball getting thrown at you. You never play wall ball?
This sounds like your specific hood game. That's something you guys made up.
I grew up in the burbs. This is a white dude baseball game.
All right, this sounds like
this is a white dude baseball game.
I made up our own games too, but that definitely sounds like a neighborhood specific game.
No, it's called other things too, and it's played in different ways. But the basic concept is if you don't catch it, you're gonna get a ball thrown at you while you're just up against the wall. Yeah, California.
I played highball, but that was mostly like
I guess we just different in
football.
the South.
I mean,
Like,
we played stickball with a broomstick and a tennis
yeah,
ball.
that's
No,
that's
like there was no bats
okay.
involved in this.
Okay, okay,
This game was about pain. So there was no, it
okay.
was about agility,
So
speed, and pain.
so let me go ahead and
It was a
You ever
boogie. It
touch
was
a
a good.
lacrosse ball?
all right, no, let me go with high
I would
ball.
never want to.
So high ball was this. This is how we play high ball. So high ball was you take the ball, you throw it up in the air, the ball bounces, whoever picks it up, they're the ball carrier. Now everybody has to converge on this guy and tackle him. Now
Oh,
here,
Smith, throw up tackle.
yeah,
My
don't
bad.
say that. Don't say that. Yeah, don't say,
Throw up tackle. Throw up tackle.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't say it,
yeah, you was
but
about to.
yes,
And I,
I didn't know. I didn't know because that's what it was called. But we just gonna
okay,
call it throw up tackle.
we called it high ball because they will toss the ball high in the air, and wherever it bounces, somebody will get underneath it and catch it and run. And the objective with them was to run. I mean, it could be 1v10 or 1v7 or 1v5 or
Throw
whatever the
up
case.
tackle.
Yeah, and you had to tackle them, and then wherever you stop is where
That
you
game
go.
got nasty.
Yeah.
You found out real quick who were the hitters and who were the dudes with
Yes.
agility and who
Yes.
didn't belong out there.
Yes.
Because sometimes someone would pick up that ball and then you found out who was scared. My God, if it hit me.
Oh, you don't. Oh yeah, nah.
My man, oh shit.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no,
real
Chris.
shit.
I know you know. Chris just said, I know you know throw up tacklers, and I know you know the real name of it.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
yeah,
man. Oh man.
that was kind of like our yard ball a choice
Y'all play
of.
jackpot?
No, we didn't play jackpot.
Y'all didn't play jackpot. Was I guess because I'm tall. Chris, did y'all have a game called jackpot with the football back in the day?
No, we had funny fumble.
So that sounds like throw up tackle too. So like basically we had like you would say like a jackpot. You know what I'm saying? So like 5,000 is like the max you're trying to get to. And so you have one guy throw the ball basically straight up and down, but it was a hookah mouse hookah. I grew up around a lot of tall people. But yeah, I think I grew up around, so we played a mouse game. I now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, we had like a bunch of 6'2" and up guys. So we played a mouse game where it's called jackpot, where basically you have a max number like 5,000. And so one guy would play quarterback and he would just throw the ball as high as he can and yell a number. So he'd be like 1,000 and throw it as high as he can. Whoever caught it got 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Or you come sometimes you throw it and like you throw it up and like you could wait. And like as it's going up, you wait, and the dude get ready to catch it. 5! And then catch it. Damn, I don't know, 5 points. And you mystery box. Throw it. That mystery box was the truth. Everybody mystery box. And you used to have a bunch of people. Sometimes when tall, we had some short dudes that would be getting up, looking like Zay Flowers. Yeah, I was trying to get that. But yeah, we called it jackpot.
All right.
I can't believe I never played jackpot. Jackpot was a shit.
Now,
You've never held a lacrosse ball?
Never. I've never done anything that has to do anything with lacrosse.
Have you ever held a hockey puck?
Yes.
once.
A lacrosse ball is basically the same hard texture of a puck, but in a shape of a ball. And then you got them freaking lacrosse sticks, and you can get that thing flying way faster than you can with a slap shot.
That's why I said I'm good because I had like a real hockey puck from when the Rangers won. They like gave this memorabilia away, and they gave everybody like a real hockey puck that they use in the NHL. And I used to always think like, now I wonder when people get hit with this, they stop. I was like, because that thing is like it looks like it may just look like a Klondike bar, but no, it weighs like what?
It's heavy as shit.
Like 3 or 4 pounds. It's heavy as shit, thick, dense. So yeah, if a lacrosse ball is built like that, I'm not ready for that. Did y'all ever play a game called Interception?
They only wear shoulder pads, so they get hit in the thighs with them things all the time, blocking shots and getting in between the shots. So if they can get hit with a ball in the thigh, whipped out of a freaking lacrosse stick, then some dude running from first to second can take a baseball to the.
No, man, we're not getting into that, man. We're not going to know.
We're going to move on now.
Now,
we're not going to go down this shit.
If Shohei Ohtani hits someone with a baseball, he's going to jail for murder.
Yeah, no. You let Justin Verlander throw a goddamn line drive at me? Nah, brother.
He's not throwing it faster than he could throw it with a lacrosse
stick. Chest was was B Spike basically letter B? Where if you said anything with the letter B, you got punched in the chest?
Let me tell you something about B Spike. Let me tell you something about B Spike.
We called it letter B.
Now, B Spike, so.
Wob C, Dale, Wob A.
I used to
we call it letter B. B Spike is cold, though.
So, whenever B Spike will be in play, and the thing is that, for the uninitiated, you had to get locked in and locked out. So you got locked in, you were automatically playing, and somebody had to lock you out. and people were some hoe ass niggas. They never locked you out. So imagine a scenario: you're in class, because most of the time you were in school during school hours, and you
Facts.
get hit up by a teacher to read a passage out loud, and now you got to read a set of paragraphs, but trying to avoid the B words because you got people in your class that know, and they're looking at you like, okay, yeah, you're going to go
Y'all
ahead.
was some savages.
Yeah, we used to read ahead and be like, oh yeah, motherfucking the
Y'all
Byzantine
some
Empire, nigga.
savages.
Yeah, Byzantine Empire, yeah. Y'all want to see how you gonna be spike your way out of there. So, so what I used to do was I would unashamed, like no shame. I would just be like, yeah, the Byzantine Spike Empire. That belong Spike to the whatever dynasty and blah 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 blah.
Kids need those games growing up.
Yeah,
Though.
man.
I think they do. It builds character.
It teaches you
It
how
teach
to
you
think.
open chest. Open chest
Yeah.
was an experience.
Yes.
It was because I was the dumbass nigga that forgot. Like, yeah, I remember first period, second period, third period. Get about fifth period. We had like 7 in middle school. We played this a lot in middle school. We had like 7.
What about
You know what I'm saying? What's apple slap?
We used to make the younger brothers in the neighborhood run Omaha drills with no pads in the backyard. You're getting 6 and 7-year-olds laying head to head, one with the football.
Chris, you may not want to say this because you probably did contributed to somebody's CTE.
Wait. You never heard of apple slap?
What's
Apple slap was
slap?
the CTE game. So apple slap was a game that was popular, I guess maybe here, but basically, whenever you stand up and before you sit down, you must rub the back of your head, and it's basically to say that you're safe. Now, like I said, people prey on you within school, like hey man, some motherfuckers.
Hey, middle school was a war zone. Most of these are middle school games.
You could not do anything.
Middle school was the jungle,
bro. Let me tell you something.
The motherfucking jungle.
I've seen so many fights start off apple slap, and the boys was in the right. You go ahead, you sit down on the bus, going home, and if you don't rub your head, guess what? You're getting slapped upside your head. And
we called it neck.
Yeah, neck.
But it wasn't. No, y'all had
we wouldn't hit neck. See,
it was just a known thing that.
And the ball fade was a very popular hairstyle in Houston. So,
bro, when you get a nigga with a ball fade,
it was a lot of skin to hit.
It was fresh. Where we used to
That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds.
But it was understood that if you do that to somebody, you're probably gonna have to fight.
Yeah, no.
Hey.
0.9% of the time.
Unless it's your brother, best friend, or someone you really kick it with.
Or you just a real good sport. Like,
if you're a real good sport, yeah. But most of the time, ain't no good sports. Because when you get, when someone gets you in that where the hair meet the skin, part of your neck.
Look, I seen a motherfucker smack a dude upside the head, and he said, "Man, you better rub some more enthusiasm." I said, yeah. No, sir.
Oh, boy. Middle school games. It's a dangerous world.
So there you go.
Kids need it, though.
There you go. Your hood games. your hood sport games that we used to play back in the day. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our NFL draft. We're going to do some pro NFL comparisons. So this is how we're going to do it. I know my boy Russ got 3 from his board, but I will throw another 3 names from the first round to see.
Let's do yours first. I want to. I want to test myself randomly live because it's Sports Sushi. We're doing it live. Let's go. Give me the ones you got.
So this is one I'm gonna start with. Since you're a wide receiver guy, I'm gonna go with Jordan Addison from USC, projected first round. Projected to go in the first round. So what player comparisons do you have for Jordan Addison?
Can I look up his height and weight? That's all I need to look up.
So they have him listed here at 5. I think it's 5'11". Yeah, 5'11". I think he's light 173. I'm not sure how accurate that is.
You want old school or new school?
Whoever, brother, you got. Whatever is telling you, and I'm gonna tell you who this particular.
Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
All right. So this person had him. His pro comp as Isaac Bruce. Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
But that's not to call him Sorry, I think he's faster than that. That's why I said Curtis Samuel. He's not as shifty as Curtis Samuel, but he runs routes at a shifty pace. Maybe not. Yeah, he's not as fast, but I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel because
Okay, so
he's just not as fast.
a slower curse. And see, those are the pro comps I like. Whenever people get
There's another guy. There's another. It's gonna pop into my head. There's another guy that's gonna pop into my head. But right now, I'm just gonna say he's like a slower Curtis Samuel.
and
Like
those are
I'm mad at
the.
myself though.
But see, those are more the accurate pro comps that I like. I've seen people describe some players like a shorter Deshaun Watson or athletic Mercedes Lewis.
Wait, how tall?
Who? I think they got him listed at 5'11".
T.Y.
Jordan
Hilton.
T.Y.
T.Y. Hilton.
Hmm. I say
T.Y.
oh, Hurricane
T.Y.
with the GML plug. All right. So
T.Y.
T.Y. Hilton. Okay. You wouldn't say like Zay Flowers, more like a T.Y.
I have Zay Flowers. He's one of my randoms, and I have him someone else
Okay.
that's a little bit better than that. I think he's a little bit better than that. And I think my comparison, I heard the T.Y. Hilton comparison, and I was like, no shade on T.Y., but he's more explosive. Now, if you look at Jordan Addison, what made me say T.Y. was because if you watch his film, he's really good at running routes. He's really good in the system.
Right.
Not to say T.Y. is a system guy. I'm saying he's really good. Like he'll learn it and he'll be able to do his job at a high rate. And that's one thing about Jordan Addison that like kind of freaks me out, but I kind of like about him. Like he'll do his job, but also he's not just gonna go out there and just do anything and get open.
Right.
Like you got to give him a job to do, and then in the job that he does, your offense has to be good enough to get him open. So like that's how I feel about him. But I do like him. I just people often hear me say he kind of scares me because I'm afraid an NFL team is going to draft him and expect him to do way too much.
All right. Well, but let's go get with Zay Flowers. So Zay Flowers comes in at was it 5'9", 182? I think
They
they have
gave him they gave him
5'10",
5'10".
5'10",
They gave him
5'10".
5'10". So
I'm a round type of guy.
that's when you have him. He was one of my randoms for real. So he
Yeah.
was one of my randoms. So that's cool. So I got two. One for the old school people in the room. Chris Chambers from the Dolphins back in the
Yeah.
day.
I remember.
If people need someone for the new school, a little bit, not new school, but a little bit soon, I would go Emmanuel Sanders. He reminds me a lot of Emmanuel Sanders because him and Emmanuel Sanders have this unique ability with their explosion to look faster out of their breaks than they do when they're running a straight line. So like they're very shifty, very, very, very explosive. That's those the two. But yeah, give me for those who don't know who Chris Chambers is, give me Emmanuel Sanders, a smaller dude that can make all the catches. I mean, even Emmanuel Sanders, when you watch him, they lace up at 5'10", but they play at about like 6'1".
Yeah. And yeah, I remember the Chris Chambers from back in the day whenever I used to
Chris
watch.
Chambers was a dog.
No, back in the day whenever they had Ricky, it was Ricky Williams. Who else they had out there, wide receiver? Uh, man, I'm
I
drawing.
I forget
But
the other
anyway,
receiver, but I remember they had Sam Madison and Pat Surtain.
yeah.
Them boys was crazy on defense.
Yes. Yeah, that was
What was it? Zach
Zach
Thomas?
Thomas and Jason
We're
Taylor.
Yeah, Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joy Taylor. Always have joy.
All right, so let's go with a tight end. The tight end for Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. Sitting there at 6'4", I think is a little bit under 250.
Okay. 6'4", 250. Um, mm, People would want him to be George Kittle. That's his build. But he plays a little bit more aggressive than that. Like this is I don't know if I want to give him. I don't know if I'm gonna give him this. Like, but he does have this kind of game. Like, I don't think he's. I don't have his athleticism off the charts. Gates, bro.
Gates. Hmm.
And
Like
a lot of people be tripping and be like they always try to do like a white play with white. No, like if you watch Mayer, like I don't know if he can jump as high as Antonio Gates, but if you watch him, the dude is a athletic freak that can get open. He makes moves, but I mean, but hey,
All right, so
I'm just a guy doing it at random. You know what I'm saying? But I do see some of that in him, but he's not. I mean, honestly, he's not as slender. But like his game style, like remember Antonio Gates was a dog.
yeah,
Like he was a dog out there. Like he played tight end like a power forward. And when you
he was.
watch Meyer
Oh yeah,
play, he's got that
yeah,
in him and a little bit more. But that's what I got.
yeah. Because Gates will always go in the red zone and kind of use his body to block you off of the
And I
pass.
think that's what Mayer is going to be doing a lot of in the NFL.
And but they gave interestingly they gave Mayer the player comparison as Jason Witten. So do you
I
agree with?
don't see the kid from Utah. I see more of as a Jason Witten type because the as a Cowboys fan and someone that's watched Jason Witten for years, the key component that I see in Jason Witten is the fact that he had the ability to get open on his routes. Like he wasn't out like, and then he slowed down extremely after he did so. And when you watch the kid from Utah, that's what they do. Mayer, he's more beastie, like Gates, Gronkish. Um, I'm forgetting. It's someone I'm forgetting, but there's another tight end I'm forgetting who had a really good career. He
Uh,
played for. He played for y'all, the Texans.
Owen Daniels?
Yes,
Yeah, Owen Daniels was a little short. I think
yes.
like 6'2".
He's a little shorter, but it's the same type of gameplay style. But yeah, that's another one.
I think you're talking about the tight end from Utah is Dalton Kincaid. I believe that's what you're
Yeah,
talking
he's got some wit in him because he's fast on his routes, but he slows down immediately afterwards.
about. Ironically, they have him. His player comp is Todd Heap, and
I mean,
that's a little blast from the past.
but Todd Heap was a
Yeah,
Witten
yeah, he
baby.
was. He was Witten before Witten. I'll
Was
say.
it before? I
I
thought
think
it
he
was a
came
year
before.
before.
I think he came
There,
before
it
Witten.
was close. It was close.
His career was shorter than Witten's. I
Well,
definitely
because he
definitely.
was like 2002 or 2001, and Witten was
Yeah,
like what
I think
2003.
yeah, I think he came right before Witten.
Yeah, it was something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, they're the same. It's the same
yeah,
archetype. So like, so I can fuck with it. What's your next?
yeah.
You got another one? Are you ready for? I only
yeah.
got one other. So,
Okay,
but you can
so
give me another one
all right, so let's go ahead and let's
because
get
mine's gonna trip people out. But go ahead.
all right, so let's go with Miles Murphy from Clemson, edge guy. I kind of looking at this kid because this might be a possibility where the Saints might try to get someone on their line or at the edge. So I was kind of looking to see what you might think of Miles Murphy out of Clemson. I think his stats are he is an edge from he's like 6'4", 6'5", 268, 270.
You want a superstar comparison, or do you want a
I want a realistic
Marcus
comparison.
Spears?
I can do
Marcus
that.
Spears.
I can do that.
He
Let's see what
gonna
they.
do his he gonna do his job for the entire time he's on his team. He may not be the best overall guy, but he is going to do his job the entire time on the left end. Is it left end?
Uh, they don't have him listed here. Just have him listed at edge. But I think he's going. I think he did play off the left.
Yeah. So I think he's a left. I think I saw him at the left end. But yeah, I got a Marcus Spears type. He's gonna do his job. He's big. So like he's gonna be able to get to the quarterback at times, but he's gonna be able to plug up gaps. For the Saints, that's not bad. It's not bad.
But
I think there's real value in drafting a guy that's going to play for your team for 6, 7 years and is going to be good at his position.
and this
I
is a
think that's
bonus one. This is
so.
just an extra one. And since I've been high on this guy since the beginning of the draft, Hendon Hooker. Who do you compare him to as far as a pro comparison?
I'm saying it one more time.
Hendon Hooker.
I've been known to say tall Russell Wilson. But to be completely honest, it reminds me a lot of Dak. It reminds me a lot of Dak Prescott. Like you know
I like
me,
that.
I'm not anti Dak, but I'm pro Lamar Jackson, as I've always said. But no, no, because before Dak had his problems with interceptions, which has been recent, and there's a lot of ramblings and rumblings about why. Um, he was a very accurate quarterback. He didn't throw a lot of picks. And when you watch Hendon Hooker play, big excuse me, big frame, mobile, can throw the deep ball very, very well. Dak actually throws a very good deep ball when he has time and he can throw it. Only thing I will say about Hendon Hooker, which made me, I called him tall Russell Wilson because he's the only quarterback I've seen since Russell Wilson that can throw that moon ball type pass. So like I really think he plays like Russell Wilson, but he's not small.
Right.
He's big. But he moves, he runs, and when he decides to launch a deep ball, it goes
Up and over.
and drops right in the bucket. And I haven't seen a but and he's accurate as hell. I love Hendon Hooker. If your team needs a quarterback and you got him, like I love him. I think he's going to be a star in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I've been kind of looking at him. Been
Oh,
looking
there's
at
another one.
been looking at the scouts ever since we kind of started talking about him on the show. I was like, well, that wouldn't be a bad
For the
option.
old heads, I mean, for the old heads, I'm not really going to say how his career is going to turn it out, but for the old heads, he look kind of like Jeff Blake too.
Yeah, Jeff
That's
Blake.
not just because he's black. What?
Yeah,
I mean, hey,
Jeff Blake.
dude,
Yeah, Jeff Blake wasn't bad, man. Whenever he just
Jeff Blake was cold. He
yeah
just played for the
got
shitty Bengals.
yeah. Well, no, not even the Bengals. He played. He had that year with the Saints.
Oh, he did.
He had that time with the Saints, but then that's how Aaron Brooks
And
came
Brooks,
about because
my
he got
nigga,
injured.
my nigga.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm an Aaron Brooks fan.
yeah, man. I still got his jersey in my
No, no,
closet, man.
no. And Dale, yes, Dak did have a solid running game and an offensive line, and throws were more open. But to that, I'm just like, that's what it should be. To any NFL team, that's what you should be making. I'm not really, if grading a guy on what he does when his back's against the wall and the shit hits the fan. Some guys got it, some guys don't. I'm trying to see a person that can be consistent. So if I draw up a play and everybody does their job, can you do your job? Because there's a lot of guys that can't.
Yeah, and I think that's all what you got to do in the league, man. Is just producing, and that's the big thing. It's just hey,
You got another one?
actually no, I don't.
I got one more. Okay, so here's my last one. It's crazy. Like I said, I got all these at random. I put in a number associated with a big board number and I scanned it. And the last one that came in, I don't remember the number, but I do remember the player. It's CJ Stroud. You know what I gave CJ Stroud? I looked up and I said, I saw the heart. He's a guy that everybody talks about. He played with other good players. He was able to do his job. He's really good in the pocket. He's sneaky athletic and he's deadly accurate. I'm gonna go back to the '90s. Troy Aikman.
Hmm.
And there you have it.
Okay.
Some people gonna call me crazy and be like, "Oh, yeah." CJ Stroud, Troy Aikman.
I give him
Watch
a
it.
more athletic Troy.
No. See, that's what people don't know. If you go look at Troy when he played for Oklahoma, he was an option quarterback.
Yeah, no.
Troy had it in him.
Troy had
So
wheels.
So, but see, the thing is Troy ended his career was getting busted up,
Yeah.
all that type of shit. But Troy had wheels. He was athletic. CJ Stroud is that. You don't want to see CJ Stroud running around trying to do options and shit.
No.
Like you don't. But if you try to chase CJ Stroud down, he's going to get away from you. Troy was going to get away from people in his heyday. You know what I'm saying? Troy was, and really what gets me too is the fact that when you look at both of them, they're two guys that are deadly from the pocket, but they don't make mistakes. CJ Stroud won't fuck it up. If you have a good receiver, a good running back, a good line, he's not going to mess it up.
Okay. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Thank you, Dale.
Yeah.
Dale, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, White Mike.
All right, so on the subject of quarterbacks, we was just talking about CJ Stroud, but let's go to the next subject. Another quarterback in this class, Bryce Young, has emerged as the favorite to go number one overall in the NFL draft, the upcoming NFL draft. Now,
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I always felt that he was the better one, but I wanted him to fall to the Texans, which basically goes back to what I was saying about Lovie Smith. Like him trying to win that last game was just like an insult to the Texans. If I was goddamn Cal McNair, I would have fired him before he even made it to the goddamn locker room. And that's just me. And I've been sitting there trying to tell people this shit, and they were like, "Nah, man, Lovey, nah, fuck that." You cost us the number 1 overall pick. Now we sitting there. We at the mercy of another team.
But
No,
y'all are going
no,
to get. I believe that CJ is going to be a good quarterback.
I do too.
So,
But I just feel
like,
better if that we had the if we were in the position to take whoever and we didn't
yeah,
have to.
your
Yeah,
pick.
and
Like, you get
yes,
to pick my
because
pick, not what you didn't
because
pick.
because there won't be any what ifs and shit like that because
Yeah,
like say for instance if we do happen because we don't know what the Texans are going to do like they're saying that it might be Will Anderson at 2 and they might go with somebody else at 12. Now if they go Hendon Hooker at 12, I'm okay with that. You won't hear me complain. I won't say shit. But just to see that look, you might pass up on Bryce Young and he goes and sets it on fire in Carolina or CJ Stroud. I would just feel better if you were still in the position that we controlled our own destiny.
just like like I said, like you're making
Yeah.
it's your pick. You're
Yes.
making the pick for you.
So
Now I feel that. I mean, I would say this though. I don't think I really, and it's gonna be like, damn, Russ, you're uber positive. I don't think either of these four guys, depending on what the team does around them, will be bad. But I think Willie Jeans or Mayo Drip. I think Willie Jeans will be pretty good too. So like, but I do think that the Texans should pick whoever does not get picked number 1. But if Bryce Young gets picked up, because I mean, I think Bryce Young it could be the next like Drew Brees type. Like he like a lot of comparisons are like he's the next Steph Curry because like of football, just because of simple fact if you watch him, you watched him Boogie, I've watched him. Those out there watching the program, y'all have watched him. The kid is fucking good at football, bro. Like he's good at quarterback. Like you're as far as playing the position, none of these guys are as good as Bryce Young. Playing the quarterback position, he is better than everybody, hands down, at playing it. No matter what angle you want to put it at, he's better than all these guys. But he's 5'10", 5'9", and slender.
yeah, and there's
But
the concern
it's a new
there.
league.
Yeah,
It's a new league, and it's a new league. You know what I'm saying? It's not as rough as it used to be. And I do believe that if you I believe in a saying, like I used to always say when I was on the court, when I was doing something, a big person would try and tackle me or try to like fucking be rough. Like, how'd you get away from that? I would always say I've been skinny all my life. You know what I'm saying? So like, unlike you who sees the size, like I know how to protect myself. So Bryce has been this slender, small guy his whole life and has been able to survive at every level. So there's something to he's not just all of a sudden gonna fucking forget how to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not all of a sudden just gonna get to the NFL and be like, oh my god, that's like people act like he's just gonna get to the NFL and be like, oh my God, these guys are like not the guys I've played against in the SEC for years. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really do think that I think he's gonna light it up. But I don't have a bad feeling about any of these quarterbacks. This is gonna be a really good quarterback.
So draft comes up. Draft starts with is the 24th. Is it?
Ooh,
I'm not sure. I just know that we got to do the mock draft. We got to do the mock draft next week.
I'll be ready.
Yeah, so we'll have our mock draft show next week. So if we got to go through there, if we have to do every team or which probably
I got a guy for this. I got a guy for the Steelers.
Okay, good. So
I'll let you know. I got a guy.
All right, so I'll find the guy. I'm pretty sure we can find a guy from the Texans that can take the Texans picks, and we'll just rotate and we'll come up with. But that will be next week, and we'll do the show. That will be pretty much our special edition for our show. Okay, so let's go over to the NFL. Very just one topic we're touching on. OBJ finally found a team. He signs with the Baltimore Ravens, and I'd only
It's April 27th. My bad. I just had to
April
say
27th.
Okay. Yeah.
I only made this the one topic because sometimes whenever we put the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson on here, things go a little haywire. So
I see Chris pop back up.
Yeah, he came back in. So
I have thoughts.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we know you do. So,
what are you thinking about?
So let's go ahead and just get to it. I think he's a 1 year deal for $18 million. It's looking like that Lamar Jackson and OBJ are looking forward to playing with one another. No contract resolution in sight for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. I guess time will tell and play will tell with that, but I guess it's safe to say this year he's in. I guess
This
season.
okay. So yes, it looks like why would you do that? And if Lamar was going to stay,
Right.
but the little piece of me, it's like, man, this kind of feels like when the dude knows he's gonna lose her and buys her a gift. Like, oh, you bought me a car. I'm gonna drive it to my new apartment because we're still breaking up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like it kind of feels like that to me because I don't know. I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. No one really knows. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that the Ravens. It should make perfect sense. Like I heard someone on TV yelling, like it makes. Why would you sign him? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would the dude go buy the girl the ring and the flowers and all this stuff after he knows she's gonna leave, trying to get her back after he did wrong? Oh, I cheated on you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, here's some flowers and you know what I'm saying? Here's some jewelry.
That makes sense from the Ravens' perspective, but why does OBJ sign that contract?
Chris, it's fucking $15 million guaranteed. Why not? Your ACL is torn. Your ACL just tore for the second time in your career.
Yeah, it clearly seems like that's the best offer he was going to get from anybody. So clearly, it was
Chris.
I like it was more about money to him all along. It was just who's going to give him the highest offer. Not I want to go somewhere to win. I just want the highest offer.
Chris, I'm gonna ask you an honest question. If your ACL torn 2 times and you already won your Super Bowl ring, what else would it be about?
Then just say that's what it's about.
You can't because then they're not gonna pay you. What do you?
Come on.
No, you're not. No, Chris. Chris. You have to be honest, Chris.
So wide receivers are always divas and they always ask to be paid. If he came out and was honest, I'm going to the highest bidder. Some shitty team came along and gave him $15 million, which is exactly what the Ravens did.
No. But are the Ravens a shitty team?
Yes. They're
not a shitty team. Even if they don't have Lamar Jackson, they're not a shitty team. They're just not a Super Bowl contender. Number two.
Darren also ran in any playoff scenario for the next 10 years.
All right, in your opinion.
And in results.
That along with that, you can have that, whatever. But you're sitting here telling me, I'm gonna ask you. Yes, Christopher Sharp, yes. No, the Ravens are slapped, but Chris, I'm gonna ask you, if you are in Odell Beckham's situation, you don't put your because a lot of times you like to put yourself
the most money.
Thank you.
But listen. He flirted with the Cowboys and he flirted with the Bills,
and we offered him $5 million, I think.
And he led everybody to believe he wanted to go somewhere with a great quarterback that was in a winning situation. Not who's going to offer me the most money. And if it's fine, just say so.
Chris, let me ask you a question. So, let's say that you have people saying that about you, right? And you're trying to keep yourself in a good PR situation. And you're like, I want to get the most money that I can, but I know if I let that be known, people are going to be hating on me and talking shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to no
matter what.
I'm going to latch myself to the Ravens because it's the best of both worlds if I'm Odell. Y'all didn't get the quarterback. Y'all told me y'all was going to get the quarterback and paid me $15 million, possible 18. If y'all don't get the quarterback, that shit ain't on me. Odell is in the best place he can be. It's not on him.
So the best case
he's already won his ring.
Best case scenario is a bitter, jaded Lamar Jackson or a freaking Huntley. Ooh, that sounds like a great season he's got ahead of him.
I don't think I think okay, let me put it this way. I think he cares. So I think that Odell is like, I hope Lamar comes back and I hope Lamar plays. But deep down, all of us would agree, and those watching, if he doesn't, I got $15 million guaranteed, and I tore my ACL twice. I'm on my way out. I'm winning on this one. Point blank, period. Some decisions have to be made after all the ego shit. Like, this ain't a dick measuring contest. Like, you already know you can slay them. So, like, you don't ain't gotta have a measuring contest. He's like 15 million. I'm gonna take that. If y'all don't have Lamar, that's on y'all. The check's still gonna cash for me, and I'm still gonna try to get open.
Yeah. So, from Odell's perspective, it's about the only one that makes sense. And I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, you're right up there.
I think it would have been a lot more respected, especially by the fan bases of some of the teams that he flirted with, if he would have just said, "I'm going to the highest bidder," and then everybody could have.
What is free agency though? What is free agency?
But there's different. Listen, man, you play.
No.
There's different factors.
You can't do that. You can't talk about factors and all this shit. What is free agency? What is it? What is it? I'm going to the highest bidder. The shit is understood. Yes, it is.
It's an opportunity for you to pick the best situation.
No, Chris. Let me.
There isn't guys that haven't taken less money to go into a better situation than they could have got somewhere else. That happens.
And you know what they do? You know what they do? They look at it and they say, "Okay, the highest bidder is the worst team in the league. The next highest bidder
has been overpaying for free agents for decades."
But I'm not talking about Buffalo. I'm just saying that free agency is I'm going to go on the market with the expectation that I'm going to get the most that I can for me. Now, when I find out that I cannot get the most and win, then I will start making good decisions after that. But you're not finna tell me that free agency ain't about how much I'm gonna make. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not free agency is about. Otherwise, why would you go? Oh, I'm just gonna see what other jersey I can wear. No, you're trying to see the money. Who's gonna pay me the most money for my talent?
But it's not the only factor, especially.
I didn't say it was the only factor. I said it is. I didn't say the only factor. I said it is the factor. Number one, numero uno. What is free agency about? Trying to get my paper.
You know who looks like a jackass in all of this?
The Ravens.
No, Von Miller.
It always comes back to the Bills. But go ahead.
Von Miller, since week 4, is all over Twitter and on record, on his podcast, everywhere saying, "Done deal. Odell's coming to Buffalo. I promise you guys it's happening."
But you don't want Odell.
I actually would be. There's a lot of other guys I'd rather have at $15 million a year if that's what.
But that's what we're talking about, though, Chris.
I'd rather go for one of the better receivers, which is what I hope they're moving up for. A younger guy that can play with Allen for many years. I was open to a hired gun, but not at that price.
But I'm saying, that's the price that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And he was negotiating. So
if I'm Lamar, I'm even more pissed off. Like, you guys can't give me my fucking money, but you just throw 15 up for a wide receiver.
See, now that I can agree with, Chris, because I was thinking that as well. When I saw it, I was like, so the way that you guys are going to get me back from lowballing me is to overpay a guy with 2 ACL injuries. So, no, I agree with that. I think when you said the dumbest person, I think it's the Ravens. The Ravens really look like a guy out there that's doing everything. You never know when the guy's like, "Why can't I get it right?" And the chick's like, "You're doing it right now." Like the Ravens, you're doing it right now. Like, this is how you lose her. This is how you lose them. Like, this is how you do it. Like, because you're doing all the wrong things. Like, you're doing everything except for giving Lamar Jackson $200 million guaranteed and building the team around him the way he sees fit. Now, if they somehow figure it out, hey, it's whatever. But if I'm Lamar, I'm not signing that tender. And none of y'all would either. Chris, you don't even think Lamar Jackson's that good, and you wouldn't sign that shit.
Well, here's another side of the
equation. Would you sign the shit? Would you sign it if you're Lamar?
Sign what?
The free agency tag. Would you sign it if you're Lamar?
I mean,
if you're Lamar, not Chris, the Bills fan, but if you're Lamar Jackson and you're him, would you sign that shit?
The only way I can put myself into his mindset is to tell you what I would do if I said the things that he said. And the man has tried to put it out there. This is a big principle thing for him. He feels disrespected, all this, that, and the other thing. So I feel like if you just tuck tail and you come back to this team and play quarterback for them, bitter, angry, and resentful, you're just undermining yourself and all your value.
So you wouldn't go back. You wouldn't go back either.
No, no.
Okay, but we agree. We agree. I don't think he. But the same thing you said though, I agree with that though. Like after all of you said, all the Instagram posts, everything. Lamar, you can't put on purple and black no more.
Yeah,
Like you can't. Like
you
that's
just
that shit
gotta
done.
draw a line.
No, but whatever happens, but Odell's, and this is what I also think. I think people are overlooking is like if you're Odell Beckham and Lamar Jackson does say, "Man, fuck these guys," and deal. Odell is not gonna cry and say, "Oh, y'all did me dirty." He gonna go take $15 million and walk to the bank. Them checks gonna cash, and it's not just like it's only about the checks. He's still gonna do his job. He's still gonna try to be a top receiver, but he's not gonna sit there like boo hoo. He won his ring.
I
Like
mean,
Odell is certified. He's good.
Here's another way. If you're a super jaded Odell and you know you're kind of washed up, other than the 15 mil being the largest amount of money, whether Lamar's there or not there, you know that for the short term, this offense is still oriented around an extremely run heavy attack.
Yeah.
So there's a lot less pressure on you. There's gonna be a lot less wear and tear on you. There's a lot less freaking hits you're gonna take, and you're getting the most money there. Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna ask you to play block and go deep on play action.
if I don't give a shit about winning, everything about the Ravens.
I'm not gonna go that far and say I don't give a shit about winning. I'm just gonna say if it was me and someone was like, I'm gonna offer you more than I think all of us would agree 2 times what anybody would pay him. Because at the most, I think all of us is looking at the most 8-9 million for him. Right?
Yeah, I would have thought that was high.
You know what I'm saying? So he got double what most of us was thinking. And I love Odell, but like you got
I
just
really wanted him for a playoff run last year. I didn't want him.
Backwards. Him and Diggs, one play. Like y'all would have been a good team that it would be actually worth it to give that much money to and overpay because you're literally telling him like we have a number 1. Shit, we have a number 2. He just had a down year. We have a number 2. We just need you to come in the playoffs and make us uncoverable so Josh Allen can just throw it to the open guy. So, like, I agree there, but, like, if you're the Ravens, they're the stupid ones. If I'm the Ravens, I don't give him
a Hopkins trade. Like, I think you got to go get. Normally,
I'm
not a big veterans. No, the Bills. Normally, I'm not a big veteran guy. I like younger guys better.
Whoa, Hopkins.
Like right now, I think they need one impact player at wide receiver to overcome all of their other weaknesses.
Man, Hopkins saw 18 million possible, 15 guaranteed, and he said, "Yo, yeah, hey, Hopkins is probably saying I'm setting the bar at least 13.5."
Well, hey, look what Odell's contract will have an impact on that. If this guy with his 2 bum knees and didn't even play last year is getting 15, 16 guaranteed, what am I going to get?
Bills need to pull out that checkbook.
All right, so
move up and get a young one.
All right, so I guess we just have to wait to see when the draft hits, and the draft should be hitting in about what next week? We said the 27th.
I guess
the 27th. Yeah,
the 27th. So towards the end of this month, we still got a little ways away, but we just have to see what the moves are made for said draft. All right, so let's go over to our either or. We got our either or next. Russ, what you got for us?
Alrighty, baby, people. We got the either or.
I did the dance.
I did the dance.
If we can't see it, it's not real, Chris. That's all I gotta say to you. No, we appreciate it. But the either or today is going to be 2 great players from the early 2000s that all of us adore. For your either or, we got Baron Davis or Deron Williams.
Battle of the headbands.
As always, you already know the deal. It's no team, it's your team, no coach, no other players, nothing else. You pick Deron Williams, I get Baron Davis. You pick Baron Davis, I get Deron Williams. There ain't no other players, no other factors. Who you got? Because, hey, Baron Davis, you got to know.
Ooh, Darren Williams. That's quick. He had the cleanest taper fade in all NBA history. Give me that guy.
Man.
I just like Baron Davis's machismo.
I feel like I'm being sacrilegious.
Oh!
You know, before I give mine, no warning, no nothing. Sterling, what's up? We love you. Deron Williams or Baron Davis?
No
warning. You gotta go. Now, yeah.
I'm gonna go Baron Davis.
See, I told you I was gonna be sacrilegious. Boogie, I'm sorry. My light skinned brethren, I'm sorry. I'm
I
going
said
B
Timberwolves.
Diddy. I'm going B Diddy. Hey, D Willie had one of the craziest crosses. I respect the
One
edge
of the
up and the
meanest
waves.
papers, bro. One of the
Bro,
meanest
I be, hey, you, but you see me. I got the same one. Not the,
yeah.
hey, I got the same type. You know,
Bro,
hey,
I
hey,
Hey,
when,
my
when
taper is unmatched, my
when I
nigga,
used to
except
get
for
when I
Deron
used to
Williams.
sit in the chair, they'd be like, "Hey, bro, what you want?" I said, "Give me the same shit Deron Williams got, dog." And the nigga there
Man,
was
they would just cut my shit in halfway through. They'd be like, "Damn, nigga," and I'm like, "Don't be
hey,
gay," but I know it's nice.
yeah,
You know
nigga,
what I'm saying?
finish this
Hey, you
shit
know
up
what
and don't
I'm
hold me,
saying?
and
Ways for
don't you
days.
hold me.
I was the one Nicki Minaj was talking about. You know, just that do rag on him. You know what I'm saying? Because the waves
oh,
don't swim.
you
It
that
was
guy,
me.
you that
It
guy,
was
huh?
me. I swear,
That was you.
it was me. I promise you. Now I got B Diddy too. Deron Williams, you got my love. But before we let all y'all in the comments go ahead and fill it up. Let us know which one you choose. Let us know, please, please. But as always, I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. So we got NBA championships. Neither of them had any. No shade to either of them. NBA seasons 13 to 12. Baron Davis had 13. Deron Williams had 12. Playoffs played. Baron Davis had 7. Deron Williams had 9. Those Utah teams were nice. All-Star games. Baron Davis had 2. Deron Williams had 3. All-Star teams. All total selections overall. Baron Davis 1. Deron Williams 2. Steals leader. Baron Davis led the league in steals twice. Watch it, watch it. And one of my favorites is where is it? The best overall stats. Where is it? Their best season stats. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So their best season stats per game, regular season, 16. So both of them average 16 points per game. Both of them average 3 rebounds. You could give Baron Davis 4. Both of them average around 7 to 8 assists. Steals per game, both of them average 1. Blocks per game, that doesn't really matter. Because neither of them averaged 1. Best season. Oh, here it is. Best season, no minimum games, just their best season overall. Baron Davis, 22.9 points a game. Deron Williams, 21. Baron Davis had 5 rebounds. Deron Williams had 4. Assists per game. Baron Davis had 8. Deron Williams had 7. We'll round it up to 11. We'll round Baron Davis up to 9. Still 2 away. Steals per game, we had 2 for Baron Davis. We had 1 for Deron Williams. Baron Davis had 1 block. D. Will had no blocks. But very close as I always do. Let us know what y'all think. But me personally, I just love B. Diddy, man. I
Shout out,
love the Deron crossover. One
shout
of
out
the
Chris.
meanest, sickest, but
Yeah.
Chris rocking with Utah D Will too, man. Appreciate you, man. But so look, man. Let's get into our segment today. The segment that we got for today. Okay, so social media is good for a few things. Okay, guys. And I've been seeing this post circulate around social media, and it kind of got me started to think. So the post was about this. It was saying that the facts are that Carmelo Anthony will never get his jersey retired with the Nuggets because of Jokic, and that Ray Allen will never get his jersey retired with the Bucks because of Giannis. And so I started thinking because they both wear the same number. So I was like, well, how would a franchise, usually handle two great players playing under the same number? So, like for example, let's just
Carmelo's
say,
better than Jokic.
well, let's get into that, but first, look. So, like for example, like we can just say, okay, let's say the Rockets, just for example. Now, after we just talked about how James Harden was, a great player that kind of changed the game of basketball when that, within his era, whenever he was playing. So I was like, he will be a perfect candidate for a jersey retirement. But let's just say that, just for the sake of this argument, Rockets win the lottery, they get Victor Wembanyama, and he decides to don number 13 10 years later, you know, boom, he's another great player, and they want to retire the number 13 jersey. How would they go about that, and who will get it in? Who, like, how would you decide who will
Well,
get their jersey retired?
I think.
Mm.
Oh, go ahead, Sterling. Go ahead, Sterling.
I don't think it really matters. If you got 2 15s that are great, put them up there.
Here's my question, though, Sterling. Like, if the dude's that great, you ain't gonna get to the second 15
Well, how you figure that? Because
because once you retire it, it's done.
Yeah, but like now we can look at
So like,
so like we're looking at the Denver Nuggets with Carmelo and
Okay.
Jokic. Okay, so both of them were 15. Yeah, see, I agree with that, Troy. I'll just do both, but I don't even think there's ever been a point where they've just done both players.
oh, so you're like, so like, I guess I see what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're not gonna do Melo, and later on you do retire Jokic, I feel y'all, but I'm kind of like,
I don't think Melo needs his jersey retired as a Nugget. He ain't do shit.
nah, hey, man.
I mean, he
You
did.
could,
He
you didn't
did
have to say shit. Yeah, he went to the West Coast Finals.
I mean,
Melo
MVP.
had he had some really good years.
He is a good player. He hasn't
Sterling.
He hasn't done enough for
Sterling.
them to retire that jersey. I'm sorry, bro.
Sterling. Okay, I will sit here and say that Melo does not need his jersey retired for the Nuggets. I can agree with that because that's okay. But you will not sit here and call my man a good player. He was a great player in the NBA.
Define great, will you?
When
Define
every
great.
other superstar in the league, when you talk to them and they talk to you about playing against people, they look at you and say, "Yeah, no, Melo was trouble." Now, did he play on the best teams? No. But when we're talking about a great player, I am not asking you what he did to make others great. I'm talking about he is one of the best basketball players you have ever seen play in your life.
I don't know about that. That's lofty. I think Melo is a great scorer, but Melo doesn't do much else than score. And that's the problem.
All right, I'll give you that.
One of the best,
Sure.
triple
what's the
threat
most-
scorers I've ever seen.
But what's the most weighted? My bad. Go ahead.
He's one of the best triple threat scorers I've ever seen. Right?
What's the game weighted on though? Like if we talk about guys like when it's no. I'm talking about like I'm talking about game. Because like when if you want to go there with Melo, fine. Like he didn't win a championship, nothing like that. He went to the Western Conference Finals. He lost to Kobe. But I'm talking about when you talk about what you saw, and I know you're old enough. Like when you looked at Melo, like game wise, like yes, defense, all this stuff, it does matter. But offense is the most heavily weighted part. That's how you get paid. And he was one of the most unstoppable forces in nature in the NBA for about 10, 12 years.
Yeah. I mean,
Like you wasn't going to play against Denver like, oh, Carmelo's playing. Nigga, that wasn't happening. You was going against Denver like how we stop him from getting 50. When he was in New York, they was like, how you stop him from getting 50? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he might be ISOing a whole lot and all the other shit that people complain about, but he giving you 30 straight up. Those Knicks teams were not garbage. You know what I'm saying? They were losing to LeBron's Heat. And if you gave Melo another star, we never know what would happen.
They didn't.
But no. I would say they didn't, but I don't think Melo wanted it. That's his own thing. He's one of my favorite players. He's probably my top like 3 players all time, just my favorites. I love Carmelo Anthony like more than most people. So like I'm here like that's why I'm here to argue it like and I'm honest about it. Like he didn't win a championship and he's not like an NBA lure like as far as like Michaels, LeBron's, but as far as a fucking basketball player, he's top 5. Like Melo, one of the best basketball players that you've ever fucking seen in your life. Ever. No one could guard him. No one. Even in losing, no one could guard him. No one. You name a person, and I will show you video, and I will give you the video highlights of Melo giving that nigga 30. Like he does this. Like 30, big man in the post, knows what he's doing. Double team, he's passing it out. But you're right. He didn't win no chips. He didn't win no championships. Ships. Because G Baby didn't die for that. He didn't win no ships. And so, like, I'll give you that. But as far as, like, just pick a guy to hoop for me, man, stop. You act like you didn't see Syracuse in 03, bro. Like, Melo different, bro. He different.
Melo is good. Melo hit his peak.
Great.
In 2013, 2014. That was the best of Melo we've seen. That was after 9-10 years in the league. Right. He was averaging mid-20s. He got up to 28 points a game at one time. 27 and 6 and 7 rebounds. But like when I think of great player, I think of Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was great. Carmelo was really good.
Joe. You think that Scottie Pippen is better than Carmelo Anthony?
At the time, yeah, I do.
Stop. What did Scottie Pippen do without Jordan? Where'd he go?
Nah, when Jordan left, Scottie was the man.
No. They went to the same spot.
He wanted to get to the argument where he just want to start yelling.
I'm really
start yelling.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. So Scottie Pippen did more. He did more than just score. He was the defensive pillar along with Rodman on that squad.
Can I say something? Yeah, I'm glad you said Rodman because you know what?
But Rodman was there later.
No, because when you look at it, the Bulls was better, but they both went to the conference finals without and let it be known, Melo ain't had Jordan ever. You know what I'm saying? But Pippen did. You know what I'm saying? But I will say they both went to the Eastern Conference. They both went to the conference finals. But to sit there and say yes, Scottie was great on the perimeter. Boys wasn't just scoring on Melo in the post. I'm going hard in the paint like Carmelo. Bun B did not just say that for offense.
Bro.
There was defense included in that quote.
I understand your love for Carmelo.
It's not even just love, it's real talk though, bro.
Like, if we're putting a survey together and we say who was better, Carmelo Anthony or Scottie Pippen.
Clip this shit right now and everybody's going to say fucking Melo. Are you serious? In a game of one nigga, Scottie Pippen, y'all stop. No, stop it. No, y'all will stop it right now. Y'all are speaking blasphemy. Scottie Pippen can play good defense. Melo.
So Scottie couldn't score?
Scottie ain't scoring on Melo.
Look. Oh, okay, right. Okay. That scenario will never happen. Like,
no. You the one that says Scottie Pippen was better than my guy. So then, therefore, let's get into it. Either or, number 2. Carmelo Anthony or Scottie Pippen. Because I'm taking Carmelo Anthony 10 times out of 10. And I bet you everybody is. Man, nigga. Carmelo Anthony.
I'm sorry, bro, but no.
Put that shit out. You're taking Scottie Pippen over Carmelo Anthony.
I'm taking Scottie.
Well, Lord's taking Melo. What are you guys talking about? Are you serious? Good. Boy, okay. See, now, don't listen. I love, and the funny thing is I love Scottie Pippen. This shit done gone too far. Because Scottie Pippen played 1 or 2 seasons without Michael Jordan. Melo never had another guy like that. Ever.
Guess what? Melo didn't stay somewhere long enough to where somebody.
No, stop. No. Melo made the decision not to go play with Derrick Rose. I'll give you that.
Like this nigga Melo was just a lone wolf. This nigga just motherfucker didn't ever had an opportunity. He out here. Boogie. He out here.
Two different arguments.
He out here kicking rocks and just I'm down on my luck.
Now you're getting it. No,
I'm just a vigilante hooper.
That's Kevin Durant. He's not a vigilante. That's Kevin Durant. No, see, and those that know me,
this is why I love you, Russ.
No, but Sterling,
nigga, shut up. Shut your ass up.
Not because you slandered.
My niggas know Daddy came home in this bitch.
Oh my God. You are not Champagne Poppy. Hell no. It's not Bubbly Sterling.
Read the beard, nigga.
Hey, man, look, you ain't the only bearded one. My beard is bearded 24/7. But I really do feel you on the aspect of like the team concept and Carmelo Anthony's accomplishments. But when it comes down to a player, like, nah, Scottie Pippen ain't better than Carmelo. Scottie Pippen know he ain't better than Carmelo Anthony. Stop playing.
All right. If you disagree or you agree, man, let us know in the comments.
Why
Scottie Pippen or
only reason y'all pick Scottie Pippen is because he played with MJ. And while we on the subject,
I was always a fan of Scottie.
And I'm a Scottie fan, but while we on the subject, I need everybody to give my man Isaiah Thomas some respect Put some respect on my man's name. We are having an all-time slander bill thrown at this guy for no other reason than beating your favorite player. Whoever you are, it's you who I'm talking to. All Isaiah Thomas ever did was beat Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Magic Johnson in the same season and went back-to-back ships. That's all he ever did. And for that, he gets called a hater. He gets called mad and angry at the world. He had to hang up on ESPN because they put mad faces up when he called. Isaiah Thomas was happy. You know why? Because he was beating your nigga into the ground with the bad boys. So, like, I just want to get that off my chest because that shit been pissing me off before I get to the Mavericks. But, yeah, I'm tired of it. There should be no more Isaiah Thomas slander. Him and Steph Curry are the only small guards that can lead you to the promised land. Stop playing with them.
All right. Amen to that. All right, so let's go.
Fuck that shit, Chris.
All right, so let's go over to the NBA. Sometime last week, the Timberwolves got into a sideline scuffle with Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert.
Oh man,
it was hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
It was hilarious to everybody.
Yeah.
It was the softest strong punch ever,
dude.
No, you know what though? It's a French punch.
That's what I was just about to say.
But why is France
he threw the punch and he retreated immediately after?
Yeah,
it was
France. France can go ahead.
So they said that it was a club punch, but it went down to the person's belly button. Where it was like an abdomen punch.
That was not a club punch. That was a get together punch.
It was the softest punch I ever seen. Let's call it what it is. It's the softest
everybody talk about French guys like the dude up the street. They soft, but he ain't gonna do nothing about it. So whatever.
Man.
So I don't know if you guys seen the clip where I'm hoping that they're a former Minnesota Timberwolves employee at this point, but they recorded Kyle Anderson in the hallway over basically, after the altercation saying that, y'all gonna have to make some motherfucking choices this summer type shit. Basically saying that, somebody is gonna be in a different jersey. But hey,
it's gonna be Kyle. They gave it way too much. They gave it way.
Yeah. So
hey, well, one thing I was gonna say is Sterling, you're right. Like for Kyle Anderson to say that, I'd be like, if I was Kyle Anderson homers, I'd be like,
maybe if he was Anthony Edwards,
I'd be like, Kyle. I would have been like, Kyle, they traded like 9 people for him.
For that nigga, you gonna
and drafted.
You gonna be playing in Carolina.
You're gonna if it's between you and him, it's you, my guy.
Yeah, you playing the show.
Rudy, but I will say, I think y'all will agree. You got the 2 teams, and people is like, that's a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something to it. Like, people don't like Rudy.
Yeah, man.
People didn't like Tony. People didn't like Tony Parker though. So like these French dudes are different. So you gotta kind of be careful.
I think they just snooty and they can
come off as some bitch ass niggas. Let's just be honest. Like no disrespect, they come off as some bitch ass niggas. Like them bonds. They some bonds, but some of them can hoop.
Right.
I mean, look,
but you
like
bonds to bond.
So let's look at some French players. You got what is
Rudy Gobert.
You got Evan
Fournier. There's a pattern. It's not. I'm not one to believe in stereotypes, but as y'all go down this list, you're gonna be like, damn, there's some bonds.
Is Nicholas Batum?
Yes. Yes.
They just not cut like that, man.
Yeah, but, I mean, then they would look at you and say, I'm cut how I cut. You know what I'm saying? They would look at you and say, I'm cut how I cut. They cash the checks cash either way.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Them cats ain't, they don't care about what we think.
That punch was Charmin soft.
It was. Bounty.
Kyle didn't even care. He just like
no, you see Kyle hit him with the hold up now, I'm about to whoop your ass real quick. You really trying to swing?
And I don't even think Kyle Anderson's a tough guy either. Like
but his hairline told me everything I needed.
But that lets you know though. Like if you're not a tough guy and a not tough guy hits you, you're like, wait a minute, now I'm about to whoop your ass just because I just have to. Like you're not the one that's gonna test me. But yeah, I don't know. But to Kyle's point, Kyle, they will get rid of you. To Rudy Gobert's point, I mean, Stop being such a bonbon, man. Play some basketball because what they're saying to you is true. You need to dunk the ball more. You need to get more rebounds. You need to be you are Rudy Gobert, one of the biggest. You need to play like 2K, Rudy. Rudy Gobert, you need to play like you play on 2K. Like, I don't know what the difference is with your mind. Like, you need to get robotic like the dude that we use on 2K, because on 2K, you are awesome. Because you're bigger than everybody. You can block shots, you can rebound, and you can dunk. In real life, you be blocking shots sometimes, but you be moving all weird. Like, you look like a Twizzler in the river. Like, you got to get that shit together, my nigga. Like, I don't know what else to say, my guy. You got to get it together, but hey,
in the river.
they got another chance. Yeah, he just all over. It's just not working. You know what I mean, Sterling? Like one of them big men that you just like, bro, get control of your body. You're not 14. Like, you're not 14. You're not going. He still looks like a kid that's figuring out how to run after he grew 6 inches over the summer.
How you just described him as like a inflatable car salesman thing.
Oh, he's the inflatable, wavy arm inflatable too, man.
Yeah,
wavy inflatable arm too, man. Wavy inflatable arm too, man.
That's how you just described me. but yeah, but definitely, man. Rudy Gobert is looking like, you know, motherfucker, you might be.
He gonna be back though, and they need him. So, because let's be honest, the playing game, Anthony Edwards shit the bed. Karl Anthony Towns got tired, and the rest of you cats didn't have it. Like Sterling would say, y'all just couldn't cut the mustard.
All right.
Did you watch the game, Sterling? Hey, that was bad.
Let's get into the play-in. So yesterday, so speaking of which, Timberwolves took on the LA Lakers, which the LA Lakers went into OT and ended up edging them out 108-102. Crazy game. Shout out
the Lakers tried to get that hoe away so many times.
Shout out to Schroeder, man. Shout out to Schroeder.
Hey, no, the way that he did it, and then looked and was like, and then he said, wait a minute, they're over there.
It was a good photo op, bro.
That was good. But I will say, Anthony Davis, you tripping for the foul. But no, the Lakers tried to get that whole way in so many. Like, it was a crazy game. The sloppy games like that equal entertaining games for us as fans.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just, I was watching that game and I was just like, hey, Karl Anthony Towns, why do you keep getting the ball 20 to 25 feet away from the cup? And you're tired. And Anthony Davis is guarding you. Where's the pick? Where's the screen? Where's the switch? Hey, Anthony Edwards, there's a game tonight, my guy. Like, did you forget that y'all are playing? But there's one point. If you can't score a fucking bucket, there's one thing you can do, and that's like try to play extreme defense. So I think Anthony Edwards like didn't show enough tenacity on the other side of the ball when his shot was. You know this, Sterling. When you play in a real game, sometimes that shit's not gonna go in, and when it doesn't go in, you got to do something else. You got to use your frame to shut down the other team or something. So Anthony Edwards was the biggest disappointment to me. Karl Anthony Towns just got tired, but what you got? What you think of it, Sterling?
Okay, so Anthony Edwards, he have 9 points?
Yes, out of 43 minutes, he went 0 for 9, 3 for 17 from the field.
So
0 for 9 from 3 points.
You know who the leading assist player was for the Timberwolves yesterday? Kyle Anderson with 13, bro. That's a problem.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And Michael Conley tried to save your ass 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
At 35.
Man. Yeah, dude. It's Mike Conley. Oh man. They just shit the bed. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean,
Do you think this is growing pains, or do you think this is a push the red button? Because one of my friends, Chris Sherrard, that be hitting the show up, he said they got to blow that shit up. And I was thinking to myself, like, do they, or should they? Is it learning experience, or should they blow that shit up?
Well, what do they got to blow up? That's the thing, though. It's not like you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, is it one of those situations where you're like, okay, we're gonna make a choice? Do you keep Anthony Edwards and ship Karl Anthony Towns, or vice versa?
You keep Anthony Edwards, but Karl Anthony Towns he doesn't show up most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like he
comes off as soft.
He does. He does. I mean, just look at his interviews, bro. This nigga be trying to make his voice deeper, but he actually sounds like this. So I mean,
he actually
like,
sounds like this.
you know what I'm saying?
I think-
Like, it saved me, dog. Like the
Yeah, I think-
Timberwolves, they trash. I mean, let's be honest. Like, they're just not there. They don't have it.
I'll give you that.
They don't have it. Right.
It
So what are they
it
going
was
to blow
bad
up?
to see.
No,
but I mean, if you're another NBA team, then you're gonna take someone's gonna take Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah,
or Anthony Edwards.
Send him to Dallas for free. We'll take Cat.
I have a whole. Whenever you're ready, we can go because I'm ready for Dallas. Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Dallas. So let's talk about Dallas and the players, and we'll get into what happened today and what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's talk about Dallas real quick.
Can I say something real quick?
Take the floor.
I will let you. You know what I'm saying? Tackle some of the other things. Me being the honest fan. You know me being the honest fan of our team. I'm gonna say this, man. So in reality, I will sit back and say the Kyrie situation failed. I would give them, as far as record-wise, yada, yada, yada. What I have a problem with is this retroactive Mavericks fan bullshit where we keep going back to the Jalen Brunson thing. They didn't sign him. It didn't happen. Right. The team we had was not fitting to win. And I'm so glad we got to watch the Miami Heat before this show. So Dallas Mavericks fans who are screaming out the top of their lungs, the Get Up crew, Mike Greenberg, you got to play for the playoffs. Do you want to be Miami? Do you want to be Miami? Because Miami is what happens when you scratch and claw when ain't shit to scratch and claw for. And what I was screaming about is what I realized when we got Kyrie and we traded our best defender, our vocal leader on defense. We traded our bench in Spencer Dinwiddie because that's the only person that could play on our bench. And we ended up getting a guy that did nothing but come out here and go undefeated without Luka. Look it up. Our center averaged four to six rebounds. 1 second. Dwight Powell averaged 4 to 6 rebounds a game. He's our center. And this is me saying this to the people out there that are trying to blame Kyrie for all of our problems. Like the man came out here in 2022 and 2023 as a starting center for the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving shooting shots. He's not shooting. Your only job is he averaged 4 rebounds.
Yeah, it's bad.
4. At one point, he was caught on multiple occasions turn the opposite way. Nico Harrison said it. Mark Cuban's alluded to it. We traded the other guys away because that team was not going to win a championship and we were going to be stuck in NBA purgatory where you're a 7 to a 4 seed, but you ain't winning shit, or 7 to a 5 seed, but you ain't winning shit because you can't get by anybody else. So that mediocrity shit ain't for me. You get Kyrie Irving. He came in here and won some games without Luka. Luka's pissed off. Get rid of all the bums. Get this 10th pick and then start next year from anew. Because you ain't getting it done with these other guys. If you have a team full of 10 other guys and they can't say, I'm going to hustle my ass off and get rebounds and play defense for 2 of the top 10 players in the league, like, you need to start over. It's not Kyrie's fault. I think it's common denominator theory that they just blame Kyrie and the fact that he's an easy guy not to like. Like, it's easy to say it's Kyrie's fault because at the end of the day, they didn't make the playoffs. Should they have made the playoffs? The same answer is no. So the Maverick shit is crazy to listen to people talk about. I get so pissed off just listening to people say the Mavericks should have done the worst thing possible for the franchise just for the sake of everybody else saying that you deserve to lose. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it absolutely makes no sense. It has nothing to do with Kyrie. Now, we could talk about the spacing on the floor, but they ain't played together. They got to figure it out, and they're two great players. What makes you think they're not going to figure that out? But I like to blame the front office. They deserve all the blame because this has not just been a Luka thing. This has been since the championship season. In 2011, what have the Mavericks actually done? They do not know how to put a roster together. And that's the problem. Like the Mavs are in cap hell. Like, but what are we paying? Like,
Thank you.
It makes no sense. You stack bad contracts on bad contracts. You take swings that you ought not to take swings on. You should have never traded for Porzingis, right? You should have never let Jalen Brunson walk out the building. Like from a dollars to cents type of move.
You should have signed Tyson Chandler back in the team back to go try to win a second champion.
Exactly. Like that's the problem with the Mavericks. And so I woke up feeling like this. Trade Luka. Hold on, let me get it out.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you cook.
Because I love Luka that much that I want him to succeed somewhere.
Man, my man hit the
You hit the get it here.
You hit the I'm gonna see you happy than disappointed with me.
Look, man, they're going to ruin Luka Doncic. Just like the Packers, I feel like ruined Aaron Rodgers. They're going to do the same thing to Luka.
He's gonna leave. I think he's gonna leave before we let him. Honestly, he's gonna leave. But one thing I will say is this though. I do applaud that our new president of basketball operations, Nico Harrison, came out and said it's not Luka, it's not Kyrie, it's the guys around him. And if you go look at that roster, you'll literally have to think. Me and Sterling would have to put together a puzzle for y'all. Like, all right, maybe this team would need this guy. None of the guys on the Dallas Mavericks team is going to have jobs easy after they're gone. So I think it was a terrible job of building after you let Jalen Brunson go, even though that was a terrible thing in itself. Right. But once you let a guy like that go, then you have to start doing things. And to all the fans that are saying the Mavs were in 4th, they're in 5th, they're in 6th, shut up. Like, we weren't going to do shit. Yeah. Like, we wasn't finna do shit. That team that went to the Western Conference Finals had Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic and Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie. They ruined that shit when they didn't give up the 56. When they didn't pay that man that $56 million, at that point, it's over. And you can't go back. So I agree, Sterling. I agree. But I think a lot of people in the media and fans and everybody in general keeps going back to that trade. The shit's over. They fucked it up. And if I were to tell you, hey, man, I fucked it up, man. You had a team with a core and it was built. But I went and got you Kyrie. When y'all two were playing, no one was stopping Luka and Kyrie. We couldn't stop a nosebleed, and that's not Luka and Kyrie's fault. Right. Like you said, that's the front office's job to go say, hey, I need to go get some jobs, i.e. the Lakers. LeBron said, I need some niggas that's going to hit some threes and some guys that's going to play some dog-ass defense. And at the trade deadline, they went and got it, and they look like a team that could make a run to the Western Conference Finals now. So.
Like, why didn't they try to go get Kyle Kuzma? Now, Kyle Kuzma I think he can come off the bench. I mean, I wouldn't even call him a number 3, right?
But he would take Dorian Finney-Smith's spot for us.
Exactly. And
like what you need.
And we don't value the draft. That's the problem, bro. Like, what are they doing, man? I get so tired of the Mavericks. Bro.
But now, what I will say is this, though. Because we don't value the draft, and I think what they're going to try to do is trade the draft pick. Yeah. Which I think is a good idea.
No, they're going to fuck it up.
But that's why my fear is like, that's a good plan, but once the plan start to operating, how's it going to get fucked up? Yep. So I'm willing to look at, but what I'm reading is Kyrie likes it here. He likes it a lot in Dallas. He likes it in Dallas. From what I'm seeing. He wants to work out with Jaden Hardy. That don't mean shit, but that's good news. And Luke is taking his, Slovenia vacation. So I'm sitting back here. I just hope Kyrie takes back. We've been together we only been together for a couple months, but I'm in love. I just need Kyrie to text back and say, I'm gonna come home tonight. But no, I hope that Kyrie stays. I hope that the DeAndre Ayton rumors are true. That would be awesome. If not, then I just really hope that the Mavericks do the right thing, get some defenders, get a couple 3-and-D players, defending postmen, I should say. Get a couple defending postmen, get some 3-and-D guys. And I'm waiting for next year because I have been I will say it, Sterling, and you can say, man, Russ, you a fan for real. But I will say it. I do believe that next year, around this time, the Mavs are going to be a top 3 team in the West, and they are going to be a force. But I do believe we have to wait for them. But this is the reason why, though. It's not, and you'll say, Russell, they fuck up the easiest things that you can do. But this is not a hard task, Sterling. Go get a center that can play defense and some wing defenders, and you will be top 3 in the West.
No, that's true. That's true
But
because you have 2 of the best players in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Mavs, right? They ain't gonna do it, and it's like I don't understand this. Denver and Dallas are 2 of the best cities in America. If you ask me.
Great cities.
Why players don't technically want to come to these cities and play ball is beyond me in the NBA.
Denver, I really don't know, but I think Dallas for the longest. Basketball is an ego-driven sport, and I do believe for the longest, this is living here in the Dirk era. I do think some guys were like, it's gonna be something beneath second fiddle. Like when you come here, like even Luka, you're nice, but Dirk is the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of guys had an issue with that. Plus the fact that era, that, you know what I'm saying, back in the early 2000s, you wasn't teaming up because there was rumors that we were trying to get T-Mac and Allen Iverson and different kind of guys, and we could never get them.
And we never get it done.
But what makes me think it really was the egos was because at one point they did say that when Kobe was trying to leave and Dirk was mad that they both were trying to figure out a way to play together, but both of them said, like, I ain't leaving Dallas, and Kobe was like, I ain't leaving LA. So I think that type of era has a lot to do with it. Now there's no excuses.
Right.
Like now there's no excuse. Like there's rumors that DeAndre Ayton wants to come play for the Mavericks. So like if there's any type of way that you can make something like that happen, you make it happen. Like there's right now, it's like you said, it's on the front office. Nico, Mark Cuban, the Dallas front office, this is on you. Like y'all have got to sit out here and get these other guys and make sure that we have a team around them. I think Nico's gonna do it though, because when a GM comes out and says, like, it ain't my 2 stars. Like these other and Sterling, you'll know because you're a fan. Every player on this team except for Jaden Hardy, who is it? Jaden Hardy. Who's the other rookie? Josh Green, Christian Wood, which we're probably gonna get rid of, which I'll give him that mistake. Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie. All these other guys are Donnie Nelson guys. They're all Donnie Nelson guys. And me and you both know from being Mavericks fans, no one fucks with Donnie Nelson guys except for Donnie Nelson. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think Nico also is like, I got to jettison some of these guys off this roster. We're going to have a bunch of guys that used to be signed with Nike or are signed with Nike on our team. Watch, but we're going to get some defenders.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges, come on, RTB.
They got to, man. It's rough. I just don't want them to ruin Luka, and I think they're going to be honest. I don't have faith in the organization to actually be competent in terms of cap manipulation, luxury tax, acquiring and finding young talent through the draft. I mean, Chris made a good point. Are they the Bills of the NBA? Yeah. They definitely.
I mean, we won one though.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take shots. I'm just saying we did win.
It's true, though. It's true.
But as far as the Mavericks and the Bills both being teams that will take that shot, but they just take the wrong shot or they sign the wrong guy.
Right.
Like that's what makes it hurt more.
Right.
It's like if your team is like, I'm willing to do it, but you're like, you make the wrong choice every time. Like, you're right. Like, we got to get someone else willing to do it. I know Boogie's like, yo, we got to talk about something else, but yeah.
No. We got about 5 minutes left, so I was gonna say,
right.
If you have your power ranking, Sterling, I don't know.
I do. We'll run through this. So it's the playoffs, man, and it's a good time. Our playoff ranking system will start to dwindle as we get further into playoff season. But off the bat, I got the Warriors, man. I would say they're the 10th best team, but with asterisks because they at any point can turn on championship mode and look like one of the best 3 teams in the league. Draymond Green, Steph, they're all getting healthy at the right time. I think they're playing some really good ball. And so I got them at number 10. Okay. Any discrepancies there? You good on that, Russ?
I'm good on that. I might have him a little bit higher, but I'm good on that.
Okay. I
haven't heard the rest of yours though, so I'm gonna let you do your thing.
I got the Knicks at 9. Just the fact that they're even here right now is remarkable.
That hurts so bad.
No, it hurts every time I see Jalen Brunson.
It's like watching that girl you fool. You like, I don't need you, and then next thing you see her Instagram, you're like, damn, she bad motherfucker. Damn,
Yeah,
but you at the
man.
Emmys? Damn, but you dating little baby? You done grown up, damn.
Bro, it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, you gotta talk shit about her because you left, but you deep down you love her. That's Jalen Brunson. Like, I just keep looking at this nigga forehead, and I'm just like,
we the dudes that dated Beyonce in high school. I didn't know she was gonna be this.
I know, and yeah, that's what the Mavericks do.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes playing good ball, man.
I love Grimes.
They're good. They're just good. I got the Kings, you know, at number 8. They're number 3 in the West, and that's incredible. Like the Kings have been doing some. They've been balling all season.
The Cowboys are back.
Yeah, I got to give them all the credit, man. You know, Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, I mean, they are putting themselves in positions to be talked about as one of the best duos in the league. So they deserve everything they've gotten. It's been 16 years since they made the playoffs, and they finally did so. So it's good. I got the damn Grizzlies here, number 7. I really hate talking about the Grizzlies. I cannot stand anyone on this squad. You know, I don't want to call Ja Morant anything but an idiot, to be honest. So I could care less, honestly. If you put them in a bus and just
left the NBA young boys,
bro, I'm gonna stop before I get canceled because I got stuff to say about the Grizzlies. I hope they flop. To me, they're trash. They're gimmicks. It's just
they have a lot to prove in my eyes as well. I'll say that too. They talk too much.
They talk too much, bro. You ain't done shit. I got the Suns at number 6. Now, listen, man. KD needs to like get healthy, bro, because this is ridiculous. This nigga, bro. First of all, nigga, how you get hurt in the layup line, bro?
Hey, like, man, that's skinny nigga issues, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, we talked about it, but this nigga still ain't back, bro. And then you got Devin Booker. You know, I'll be okay if they put Devin Booker on the Grizzlies because he do a lot of talking, and you ain't really done.
One thing we're not going to do, Sterling, you have no idea nothing about this. But one thing we're not going to do ever in life is put Devin Booker on the Grizzlies. No. It's just a 2K story that goes back. Man, okay, so like, man, before the show ends, I know you got to finish your shit, but it was a 2K season that went to the depths, like 6 games into the finals, and the dude that beat me is a really good friend of mine, and he had Devin Booker on the Grizzlies, and so that should never happen. He had Greg Popovich as a coach. Man, fuck you, Jake Dollars. That was some lucky ass shit. I should have never won. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your rankings. I'm in my feelings.
Look,
God
damn. I got the Suns at number 6. At number 5, I got the Cavs, man. They are just when you talk about a front office that's been doing it the right way, it's the Cavs, man. And I think, you know, their GM needs to be the GM of the year. Their front office is just incredible, from the drafting to the acquiring talent to managing assets and the cap. Like the Cavaliers, it's just brilliant, man. You know, they were top 10 in offensive efficiency. Like, that's just great. And they got a 2 guards that are just Darius Garland is, people don't talk about him enough. I know, you know, Mitchell gets a lot of the credit, but Darius Garland is damn good, bro.
Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. They have a team. They have a team.
They're solid. I got the Nuggets at 4. They've been playing like shit lately, to be honest. They've been soft. You know,
you don't think they're kind of just like sleep to the playoff start?
I hope that's the case. But you know,
that's my Western Conference championship prediction right now.
Well, hey, they
right
can
now
do it. They can do it, but again, a lot of the hinges on Aaron Gordon and your boy, my boy Michael Porter Jr. If those 2 players can play consistently well,
bro, Sterling. That's why I fuck with you, because I was just talking to my homeboy the other day, and I was like, if MPJ is right, they're going to the finals.
If MPJ can
if
play at a
MPJ is
level,
right,
18 to 20 points a
Yeah,
game
yeah,
and 8
yeah.
rebounds and play some defense, they're going to win the
Finals.
championship. They will
Yes.
win the championship.
Yes.
But the problem is we don't ever know when we're going to get that.
Because he's hurt. But
Nigga
the
always
Denver
hurt,
Nuggets,
bro.
but the Denver Nuggets have Jason Tatum number 2 on their team. He's just hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Like MPJ is crazy. But yeah, I
He's
gotta
so
let you go.
He's so good.
He's so nice. But back
yeah,
injuries are real.
Yeah, it's something, bro. I got the Sixers here at number 3. I think Joel Embiid is the league's MVP, and I don't think it's debatable. But the problem here is when the Sixers get into the playoffs, they don't do shit.
Exactly.
And I think that's a mindset. That's a mindset, bro. And we need somebody to emerge as the leader in that locker room. We'll never see it, right? Because we're on the outside, but that's a leadership thing to me.
They need a vocal leader. Like they need a Kyle Anderson. You know what I'm saying? They need someone that's going to, because like James Harden's not gonna do it. Joel Embiid shouldn't have to do it. Fuck, he does everything else for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like they need a vocal guy that has respect of his teammates that can be like, let's get this shit done. But I don't know if they have that. That's what scares me about that team. I don't know if they have that.
Yeah,
I don't trust James Harden in the playoffs.
I honestly don't think they do. I got the Celtics here at number 2. You know, these guys, they're second in offense, second in defense. I mean,
my guys.
It's the best. I think it's the best roster in the league, to be honest, top to bottom. They can give you a little bit of everything. Jaylen Brown, is he not one of the top 10 players in the league right now? Let's for real,
bro. You know it's crazy. He is, and like I have arguments with people or debates all the time, like about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. But I tell people all the time, like. I tell people all the time, like, Jason Tatum is probably my favorite player right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Jaylen Brown. Like, it's a weird dynamic. That team, besides the Mavericks, I love me some Boston Celtics. I can't lie. I love that fucking team. I love those two guys. They are awesome. And Jaylen Brown still doesn't get the respect he deserves, but he might be a top 10 player.
Yeah.
And we might be sleeping. Someone might need to get their spot to.
Yeah, I'm afraid that he is, man. I mean, I don't like some of Jason Tatum's shot selection at times. Mm-hmm. I feel like Jaylen Brown cleans up a lot of Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? Even though I love Jason Tatum as a talent, I think Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in the league. But Jaylen Brown, like, he is the perfect sidekick to Jason Tatum. Yep. And I think calling him a sidekick is probably a little disrespectful, but we need to give that man his flowers. And Boston fans, y'all need to like really chill out because send him to Dallas and we be straight.
Fuck yes, boy, straight.
I think y'all know who's number 1. I got the Bucks here. Listen, Chris Middleton is I think he's turning the corner. That nigga hairline ain't, but hey,
his hairline's in reverse, backwards.
Boop, boop. Just let it go. But you talking about
go bald? It's time to go bald.
The Bucks are the best DN3 team in the league, bro. And they don't do anything flashy
at all.
They remind me of the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
Their games aren't fun, but they're technically sound. They're coached well. Like there's nothing. There's not a weakness on that team. And they're the best team in the league. Only team that I could really see beating them in a game in a 7 series is the Nuggets. And that's it. And that's it. The Nuggets will have to be playing their best. I don't think it's close. I think the Bucks are the best team in the league. And Giannis.
I got Boston, man.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see though. I got Boston.
It's gonna be a good series, and I feel like those 2 stars we mentioned, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, will have to play out of this world. But Giannis is a handful. And shout out to my boy Zion Williamson, who never plays. I just want to throw that out there, bro.
I just hope he's back. Next episode we can dive into that. I hope he's back. Yeah. I hope he is back next season because when he plays for them, they're so
he's
good.
So good, man. But this nigga ain't never
so
right.
good. Like when he plays with them, Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum are so good together.
I know,
it looks
man.
Yeah. All right, Biggie, we're sorry. We know we went over the time. I know.
Boogie had to run. I'm sitting in for the close here, gentlemen. So
Okay.
spit your socials.
You already know, Sterling. Let them know.
Yeah, you can find my work at BuffaloRumblers.com. You can find me on TikTok at Stilo.Huncho, on Twitter at Furrow Sterling.
You already know it's me, it's Russ J. You can find me on Instagram, that's Big30 The Truth. And you can find me on Twitter at RLClimbSP. You already know, and whenever you got time, go ahead and hit up the Sports Plug, Sports Sushi Store. Get your shirt. It's dope shit. We doing this for the culture. Self-improvement. That's what we all about. You know what I'm saying? What's next?